Tonight, Fox 13 News investigates the rise and fall of a Zappos CEO, Tony Hsieh, who left a giant footprint in Las Vegas and also here in Utah. His net worth was almost $1 billion when he left Zappos.
He then moved to Park City for his next big project, but died last November in a fire at the age of 46. Here's Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Herbets.
Over the past few months, we have joined journalists across the country in trying to piece together information about what happened at the end of Tony Hsieh's life. Somehow, he went from living with his alpaca in a Las Vegas trailer park to a mansion in Park City to a fiery death in New London, Connecticut. All of this leaving questions about what he did or could have done for Utah. Downtown Las Vegas is a lot nicer than it used to be, thanks in large part to a man named Tony Hsieh. He was the millionaire CEO of Zappos, the executive of an online shoe company, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. On his way to executing his vision for a new city.
This could actually be an opportunity for us to not just have a campus, but actually help revitalize downtown Vegas.
I think it'll be, I mean, not just here, but yeah, I think the whole area around here will be completely transformed.
Tony Hsieh's downtown turnaround story was a success, but that all ended in August 2020 with him stepping down as CEO of Zappos. The announcement was sudden, and no other details were given.
We had a lot of discussions over the years about, what's the next thing? How can things get better? Things like that. How can we grow? And, Tony was a pretty amazing, relentless, growth-orientated guy.
The man whose name was synonymous with Las Vegas moved to Park City, Utah. Musician David PERRICO visited him in August.
Now Tony is stepping down, I think, from Zappos. He's going to be creating a whole new thing up in Park City. Why don't you guys just come up and get out of the heat?
Tony Hsieh's new home was beautiful. Property records show it was purchased for almost $15 million in July 2020, the month before his departure from Zappos.
It had to be, I would say at least 20,000 square feet.
But Tony Hsieh's fancy house with the octopus out front was not his only property. He went on a Park City shopping spree, spending millions on homes and condos, leaving everyone wondering what he had planned. Some say it was the beginning of something big, piggybacking off his success in Las Vegas.
Putting a lot of people to work, creating a lot of jobs, creating a lot of things. And Park City itself is just a beautiful area.
It turns out Tony Hsieh was also making a name for himself with Utah law enforcement. According to reports from the Summit County Sheriff's Office, a friend reported Hsieh broke several things inside a home last June and threatened to hurt himself.
He is worried about his friends seeing us, officers in uniform.
Police arrived and Hsieh was taken to the hospital, but the friend warned if he were released, it would, quote, be a problem. In September, neighbors reported a party going on for 40 straight days with loud music and flames shooting up in the air from a contraption. On November 17, 2020, Tony Hsieh was traveling with his family to New London, Connecticut, about a 2-hour drive from New York City. It was cold, but instead of staying inside the luxury 5-bedroom house, he slept in a shed out back.
My understanding of why he went in the shed that night was because he had an argument with the owner of the home, and then he left the home and went outside.
Firefighters say a propane heater, which gives off tasteless, odorless, and in large doses, lethal carbon monoxide, was brought into the small shed to keep Hsieh warm. Staff began checking on him every 10 minutes, but at 3:21 a.m., the carbon monoxide alarm started to sound.
Please hurry up. Please hurry up. This is urgent. This is
yes, ma'am, I realize that. The fire department are all coming.
Hey, we're not getting a response from him.
Elizabeth, what?
We're not getting a response. Okay, who is he? His name's Tony. I'm actually a nurse that traveled with him and gives him an ID.
Police body camera shows smoke pouring from the shed and Tony Hsieh being pulled from inside. He was rushed to the hospital, where he later died. Inside the shed, investigators found inhalants, a marijuana pipe, and candles.
The interviews with the witnesses said Tony does enjoy candles. It reminds him of a simpler time in his life.
The cause of the fire is still undetermined. Police said they don't intend to file criminal charges, but if new information comes to light, that could change. Mayor Andy Bierman sent this statement. Quote, "He may have been new to our community, but he had a large and immediate impact. Through the depths of the pandemic closures and difficult reopening period, he generously and quietly bolstered many of Park City's small businesses. It was a lifeline to at least a few of them. Thank you to Tony for the kindness he showed our community, and we are sorry we were unable to know him better."
I just was amazed at, the generosity of Tony. And what really stuck out was knowing what he did here in Las Vegas. It was going to be like maybe a second kind of positive outcome in Park City.
2 civil lawsuits have been filed against Tony Hsieh's estate, coming from his previous assistant at Zappos and longtime friend. The suit claims Hsieh broke multiple agreements and contracts, that he was not close with his family, and that he paid his brother $1 million in exchange for moving to Park City. The attorney representing Tony Hsieh's estate has not returned requests for comment. Reporting in studio, Adam HERBETS, Fox 13 News, Utah.
If you have questions tonight about Adam's investigation, he will be logging onto Facebook Live in just a few minutes to answer as many questions as possible.
And if you have a story you would like the Fox 13 Investigates team to look into, send an email to iteam@fox13now.com or call the tip line at 801-536-1314.